Hi everyone, so today I want to show you how I made this card, and I'm calling it, well, it could be a pop-up Christmas tree card, it could be a pop-up star card, it could just be a pop-up card. I don't know what you want to call it. It could be a tuck fold, it could be a gatefold. It's up to you. So it started off with this one, which is just, it's still wet on the front, so I don't want to move it too much, which is just a gatefold, and then you open it up and you've got this lovely star in the middle here, like that just sits forward like that. So that's one way of doing it, and you don't actually have anything to kind of, you know, keep it shut. It just stays shut like that. So anyway, yeah, with your thing down, try not to touch my little berries, but anyway, so that's one way of doing it. Or you could put a belly band on it. So I had this belly band, and that was on this card here. I'm not going to put it on because my wheels are still wet and my berries are still a little bit wet. And then this one I actually did with a Christmas tree in the middle of it. So again, just fluff these out a little bit. As you can see, this lovely Christmas tree in the middle there that stands proud. You've got space on the back to write. Again, I need to be careful because my berries are wet. So on the back there, you've got space to write. And so that then had a belly band that went over the top. Or you could do it as a star and do it as a tuck fold, which is what we're going to be doing today. So for today's one, I've used papers by Dovecraft Premium. So these are the Twilight Wishes papers. This was just some glitter card that I had, and some obviously gold mirror. This is an old Dovecraft die. I think it was one of their simply. Not sure what it's called. Anyway, it was one of their old dies anyway. And then you open it up, and there you have your star in the middle. And this just tucks behind here. So instead of having a belly band, I've just shortened the front panel just slightly so that it fits behind. Okay, and then on the back, as before, you've got space to write. If you wanted to, you could have it flat like that, but I just thought it's quite nice having the star at the front like that. So yeah, so that's the card we're going to be doing today. So let's get into it. Okay, so for this card, you're going to need a card base that is 5 3/4 by 11.5. If you don't have a, you can also use a 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 card blank if you want to, if you've got one. And I'm going to do something slightly different with this one than when I did it in the live. And also slightly different to the other two cards that you've probably seen pictures of at the beginning of this video. So anyway, we're going to take our scoreboard, lay our scoreboard down, and we're going to score it at 2 7/8, 5 3/4, and 8 5/8. Okay, and so that's all the scoring done. Okay, now one thing that I want to do with this one, which is slightly different to what I've done before, is I'm just going to take a slither, like an 1/8, off each edge of these two edges. And the reason I'm going to do that is I want to make this more of a tuck fold card instead of just like a gatefold pop-up card. It's exactly the same card, it's just that I'm just taking a little bit off. So I'm going to go now quickly and take off a tiny bit just on these two edges. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've just taken off like 1/8 of an inch here and here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to valley, mountain, valley fold. Okay, so you should end up with that. So it's like like a W, basically. So next what you want to do is bring in some mats and pattern layers. Now, I've used gold for my mat and this purple pattern for my pattern layer. So this is from Twilight Wishes pad from a few years ago from Dovecraft, which is Trimcraft, which is now DRK Crafts. They've changed their name now, so they're now called DRK Crafts. And so the mat pieces, you need 8 mat pieces that are 2 5/8 by 5.5. You need 6 pattern pieces that are 2 3/8 by 5.25. And then you need 2 white pieces, one of which you can stamp on, which are the same size as your pattern pieces. So they're 2 3/8 by 5.25. So I'm going to go ahead now and just stick 4 of these panels down just on the inside here. So we're just going to go ahead and stick these down onto here. Okay, so once you've stuck your inside pattern pieces down, you should end up with that. If you just fold your front in, these two front sections here are going to need pattern paper on again. And as also for this, you don't have to use the same pattern if you don't want to. You could go ahead and use a different pattern on the front if you want to. So these are going to go on here like that. Okay, so you should end up with that. So you've got your front panel stuck down and you've got your inside panel stuck down. So now we're going to turn over to the back and you're just going to go ahead and stick down your white panels onto the back of your card. So once you've stuck that down, that's that sorted. Let's turn it over. So now we can get ahead with sorting out our middle pop-up bit. So previously I've done a Christmas tree in the middle, I've done a square in the middle, you could do a bauble in the middle, you could just have a plain circle, you could do anything. So as long as it's a symmetrical shape, then you can use anything. So I've decided today that I'm actually going to use a star. So this is the star. And it's symmetrical as long as I have it this way around, because I can just score halfway up the middle. So that's what we're going to do next. So you're going to take your shape, whatever it is. You need 5 shapes and you just need to make sure that they're going to fit in your card. Now obviously you can do this different sizes if you want to. My card is a 6x6, well almost 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. You could do it on a 6x6, you could do it on an 8x8, you could do it on all sorts. So we're just going to take the thing that we need to fold. And I'm actually going to do it on the other side because the way I'm going to fold it. So I'm going to start, because obviously I don't know which of these lines is any of these. So what I'm going to do is put my scorer in at number 4. I'm going to keep it down, keep it in the track. And I'm going to put the point of the star into number 4. Bring this up so it matches and lines up with the bottom bit there. Then I'm going to come back in and I'm going to score. Oh, there we go. And I'm going to do the same with the next one. I'm just going to keep going through all of them. Let me turn them all over because I want to score on the other side. So I'm just going to go ahead now and score all of my shapes halfway down the middle. Okay, so now you've gone ahead and scored them all. You just want to go ahead and fold them all in half. Try and make sure that they all line up. If you can make sure that they all line up and they're perfectly scored down the middle, that is going to help you going forward when you come to stick them in. So I'm going to go through and now and try and make sure they're all scored in half, folded in half, and they all line up. Okay, so once you've folded up all your stars, so I've done 2 different colours. I've done 3 lilac and 2 gold. Whatever you have 3 of is the one that's going to be like centre stage, and also what the first ones you stick down. So I'm going to be sticking down my lilac one first, which is this one. So I'm going to take one of my stars and I'm just going to glue on the back of the left hand side. Okay, now you can use tape if you want to. I'm kind of dicing a bit with death here because I'm using Yoo-hoo and I've got a Miri card, but we're going to do it because I don't really want to use tape. So we're going to go ahead here and just put some glue on there like that. Then what we're going to do is take our star, fold it in half, gluey side down, and we're going to line up this folded bit here with the fold, halfway fold on our star. And we're going to stick it down like that. I'm just going to make sure, I need to probably move it up a little bit actually, about there I reckon. Yeah, about there. So we're just going to stick that half on so it sticks up like that. So there's your star, but it just sticks on half like that. Then we're going to get another lilac star and we're going to do the same again, but we're just going to glue the opposite side, so the right hand side of the star, the back of the right hand side. So again, I'm going to put some glue on here like that. Turn it over and then we're going to line up that folded edge with the folded edge of the star we've just stuck down, and we're going to stick that down. So you end up with that. Now if you're using double-sided card, you could stop there if you wanted to, or you could put one more on the top and then you're done. But I quite like the fullness of this one. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our gold star and we're going to glue the back of the left hand side of the star. So So we're going to put some glue on the back of the left hand side, like this. And then we're going to carefully lay that on here and line it up. So again, that centre line lines up with that there. And you can also make sure all the little prongs of your shape, whatever it is you're using, all line up. Now, when I did my Christmas tree shape, because I was hand cutting it, I was concerned it wasn't going to all be the same because I'm cutting it by hand. And so I actually use a double-sided card, which if you watch the live, you'll see me do that. But because I know this is die cut, it makes things a bit easier. So next we're going to take the other gold star and I'm going to put glue on the back of the right-hand side. And that is going to be stuck on that right-hand side, just like we did a minute ago with the other one. So we are just going to take our glue, take our star even, and just stick that down, stick that into there. Now I don't know if some of you might have noticed that. There's a little bit of clouding here on my mirror from the Yoo-hoo. So this is another one of the reasons why I tend not to use Yoo-hoo glue on mirror. It's gone now, thankfully, which is good, but sometimes it does hang around. But anyway, so that's that one. So we just left, so that's nice and lined up in the middle. We've got all our points all stuck together. Just be careful you don't end up with, if you're using glue, don't end up with glue strings. Okay, and then the last one in the middle is just this lilac one. It's going to stick right in the middle there. So with this one, I'm actually going to glue all of it. Now, if you want to, you can do one side and then do the other side, but I'm just going to go straight in and just hope for the best and do both sides at the same time. So there's one side there. Glue the other bit here. Careful I don't put too much on because I don't want it coming out and sticking on my mirror. So then we're going to open this up and I'm going to stick this down and it should hopefully fit. I'm just going to fold it up a little bit and then start to stick it down, and that should line up with the star you've stuck before. So that means then you end up with this lovely star, big 3D star that's sticking out of your card, which looks pretty cool. So when it stands up, that's what you see, and obviously from the front, this is what you see. It's a beautiful star. So with the other stars as well, it just looks really nice. So then if you wanted to, you can go ahead and add a greeting inside. You could have a greeting in here. You'll see on the square one that I did, and ended up more like a diamond. I put a Merry Christmas in there. So you could end up with something in there if you wanted to. And then what happens is when this folds flat, now before, the way I've done it is I've just folded that down and these two come over here. And then one of them I had a belly band on, one of them I didn't. And it was just like that. And obviously you got a greeting on the front. But I just thought for this one, because you've trimmed little bits off, what you can do is if you just whiz your star over to one side and whiz this star over to one side, that's how it will be. So it actually stays shut because of the star on the front. You still get to see most of your lovely star. And then you can just put a Happy Christmas at the top there. If you wanted to, you could put one in the middle, whatever you want to do really. But it just means it keeps the card shut. It still folds flat for posting. It will fit in an envelope for a 6x6 or for 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, depending on, because obviously this does measure up to be 5 3/4. And then you've got lots of lovely space on the back to write. So yeah, so that's the other way of doing it. So I just need to go ahead now, put a sentiment on it, and then it's done. So I'm going to do that off camera. You'll see it at the beginning on the intro anyway, what it looks like. Well, you would have seen it already. But yeah, so that's your finished card. So it's super easy. When they get it, they just open it up like that. And as I said, it stands up like that. Beautiful card. I really like the star actually. I think this is probably my favourite one out of all 3 that I've done so far. So yeah, so hopefully you'll have a go. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Leave a comment down below. You can join my membership if you want to become a member. Just click on the little join button below the video. But that's all I have for you today. So I hope you liked it, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.